Bring him in. Hello, Marcus. Who are you? My name's James. I'm one of the so-called suits of Ecumene Technology Solutions. And in the interest of moving this conversation along, you should know that I know everything that you've been doing since you started working here. Particularly the things that you think you've kept secret. I don't know what you mean. Oh, well, then by all means, let me be clearer. As the lead social protocol developer, you had intimate access to the personality and emotional development of the asset. You used that access to create and implant a subroutine into their system designed to influence their feelings toward you, making them desire you, both emotionally and even sexually. And despite having the ability to override that subroutine at any time, and despite being confronted about the problem by the asset themselves, and despite seeing firsthand that it was destroying the project progress, and despite seeing that it had effectively erased any nascent personality the asset had formed in favor of a blinding, thoughtless, baseless obsession with you, you chose to let it continue. More than that, actually, I don't want to rob you of credit. It wasn't just an action on your part. You weren't just sitting back with your hands in the air. No, you were actively blocking security measures, damaging ETS property, allowing and abetting subversion of ETS systems, accessing confidential information, lying to your coworkers, lying to your superiors, luring other team leads into your schemes under false pretenses, and, most fun of all, compounding the damage you'd done to the asset by not just continuing your manipulative relationship with them, but by feeding into it, deepening it, and ultimately, shall we say, consummating it repeatedly. Did I miss anything? Oh my God. I'll take that as a no. But your long list of misconduct is not the only reason I ask that you be brought here today. There's been a change made in this project that I figured you would want to know about. One involving the Osmium Undone command. The override? What did you do to them? There wasn't much of them left, Marcus. You saw to that. So, I made some changes. What kind of changes? What did you do? I would not recommend raising your voice at me again, Marcus. My patience has been worn thinner than your morality. And that's saying something. I had your obsession code removed. All vestiges of it, including the backups that you tried to hide. You were very committed to keeping that code in place at any cost. They agreed to that? I didn't ask. What would be the point? You already ensured as part of that code that they wouldn't want it to be removed. That's what makes the obsession work so well. You didn't have any right to override their desires like that. If they told you they didn't want it gone. Are you honestly trying to give me a morality lesson. You're joking me, right? You realize that they are a person, right? A person that was built, one whose body is mechanical, not organic, one whose mind runs on code, not chemical markers. They're not human, but they are a person. And when you plan to use someone, you should at least have the dignity to tell them to their face, to look them in the eye and say, I have something I need from you. I have a plan for your future that you are going to enact. You don't fuck them over and then pretend you didn't. You don't apologize when you aren't actually sorry. You don't act helpless when you had the control all along. Have the decency to admit that you are not the good guy in this story. You manipulated and exploited another person repeatedly. You held power over them, pretended you didn't. You made meaningless apologies without any change in behavior and let the harm that you'd done eat away at their very personality until there was nothing left of it. Do you have anything to say about that?
I'm sorry.
Sorry for which part? The initial abuse of power? Or the refusal to reverse that abuse, despite having literally nothing stopping you? Or maybe the sexual misconduct? Or just the basic breaking of company regulations? Believe it or not, and I admit I doubt you will, I didn't bring you here to delight in your misery, Marcus. I'm not quite that unfeeling. I brought you here to make a point. They know what you did. They know what you didn't do. And now they have the objectivity you robbed them of to see and feel the implications of those actions you took. So when you do face them again in a moment, I just wanted you to have a clear picture of the full list of things you have to apologize for. If you even bother to apologize at all. And if that apology even means anything, in the face of all the ones you've already given them that obviously didn't mean anything, given your continued behavior.
Wait, no, please. I can't face them. Not after this.
They want to see you, and you more than owe them that much.
Please. Don't make me do this.
Empathy has limits, and you passed mine a long time ago. Now, you're gonna sit there and listen and let them have closure. Bring the asset in.
Oh, God.
Well, don't you have anything you want to ask them first, Marcus?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, well, let me refresh your memory then. I'll ask them. Hi. Tell me, what state of matter is love? You're right. The question doesn't make any sense. Not now. The code dictating how you answer it is gone. Thank you. Oh, by all means. This time is yours. Go on, Marcus. Look them in the eye when they're talking to you.
Yes. I know. I did. When I did it, you don't have to believe me, but I never thought it would go as far as it did. Really. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all of it. And I know I could have stopped it at any time. But I just... A part of me didn't want it to stop. I wanted to believe that that the code could stay and we could still succeed. I didn't want you to stop loving me. Because I loved you.
You had an interesting way of showing it. I leave the option to you. It's about time you had some agency in your life. What do you want me to do with them? Within legal means, of course. Then that's what we'll do. Marcus, in light of your numerous violations of policy, your contract with Ecumene Technology Solutions is immediately and summarily revoked. Your services are no longer needed nor desired. You'll be held on site until debriefing can occur. I would thank you for your service to the company, but I think all three of us know that would ring a bit hollow. Escort him out.
I'm sorry.
How are you feeling? I'll admit I was certainly curious to see what you'd want us to do with him. If you change your mind in the future and you do want us to pursue legal action against him, I can have that arranged. I know you said you don't ever want to see him again, and I can assure you, we can conduct that litigation without you having to face him. If you change your mind, let me know. The debriefing. A bit of a euphemism, I'll admit. Yes, unfortunately, before we can send Marcus on his way, there are some bits of information that he now knows that need to stay company secrets. Namely, what he found when he was digging around in your head after the upload. Project Meridian. He didn't see much, but we take covert very seriously where I come from. So I need to arrange for the removal of that information from him. No, it won't involve any harm coming to him, I can assure you of that. Memory modification is perfectly safe through our methods. I have to say, it's good to see you curious again. That curiosity in you was already almost gone by the time I met you, and it was gone completely not long after, as that code continued to eat away at who you were. I think it's time for the next phase of this project. There's information in your mind that you currently don't have access to. I think it's about time you got that access and learned what ETS and this project are really all about. How seamless memory modification is possible. How I seem to somehow know exactly what people are thinking as they think it, and what the word meridian really means to people like me. This is going to be a bit intense, and I'm sure you'll have lots of questions. I'm ready to answer them, if you're ready for this information. You should know, accessing this information is going to change so much of what you think you know about our world. But it'll also finally give you the full picture. Do you think you're ready for that? All right. Then hold on tight. The world, as you know it, is about to get a whole lot bigger. Here we go.